Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Rosalie's Kitchen. And I'm so glad to be with you guys today. I'm going to tell you what, we haven't been together for a while, but I've got a great recipe for you today. It is my Italian beef soup with little meatballs. So you know I am the author of Rosalie Serving Italian and Rosalie Serving Country Cookbooks. Well, you know how you make a good pot of soup and usually the stew meat always seems a little rough and tough. So today, I've decided, and I've been doing this lately, it works out great. Get you a small chuck roast right here, and you want to, I'm going to turn it over for you. So you want to sear it. Let's see, this guy I don't want to turn over. And you want to sear it. Put a little bit of this garlic salt with parsley added, Lottie. Just sprinkle it over the top. And you want to cook this very slowly for 4 hours, actually, at 275 degrees. This meat is so very tender. So you've got both a chuck roast and half of it's going to go into your wonderful soup. Okay, I've thrown in a couple of onions here, and we have just kind of browned them. I think you get more flavor out of an onion if you brown it. So we're going to go ahead and put these in this pan. Also in this pan, I have put a couple of carrots, just roughly cut, and then celery and your onion, because you want this stock to be really rich. This is what we're going to use in our soup. So this is pretty well, on both sides, it's pretty well crusted. So what you want to do is you're going to go ahead and just lift this out here, put it right into your pan, turn down your little skillet, and you're going to add to this a 32-ounce container of your beef broth. I actually got this at Aldi's, and I really love the brand of it, and I love the taste of it. So you're going to just go ahead and pour that all around here, because you want a good stock that you're going to use with your soup. Okay? So you want to put the whole thing in. Also to that, you can add 1 envelope of your Lipton Beefy Onion Recipe Soup Mix. This is going to give you so much good flavor. Alright, so you're just going to put that all around here. And the next step is you can add a cup of water if you'd like, maybe just to make a little extra stock there. Now we're going to pop this in the oven, and we're going to cover it with foil. We're going to pop it in the oven for 4 hours. So I'll be back with you in about 4 hours. Actually, I'm going to just set it over here on the stove before I cover that. I want to show you the little meatballs that we're going to be using. This is actually 1/2 pound of lean ground beef. And to that, I have added 2 tablespoons of your curly parsley. I had 1 little small clove of garlic chopped up, and your fennel seed. I think you can see that fennel seed in here, and that's going to be really give an Italian touch. Okay, so we're going to add to this a 1/4 cup of your cheese. And we'll take out the little clove of garlic because we've already added it. And a 1/4 cup of your Italian breadcrumbs. Now at the bottom of this, I've added an egg. You might need another egg, so why don't you just maybe add 2 eggs to that. Okay, so we've got clean hands we've just washed up. And now what we're going to do is we're going to mix this all up in here, and we're going to brown these. So it looks like the 1 large egg that I used will be enough. It is coming together very moistly. All right, so let's just go ahead and complete this step. Just turn your meat over like that. And the 1/2 pound will make plenty of little meatballs. You don't want to crowd your soup so much with the meatballs and the meat. You do want to have some good stock in here. So while you have your skillet going here, you're going to make these little meatballs, and you're going to make them just very small, like the size of a quarter here, and pop those in. And when we get these all fried up, we'll drain the grease, of course, off of them and keep them for our soup. Okay, I'll see you guys in a few. Don't forget to come back. Bye. Okay guys, so we're back, and I wanted to show you our little roast that we've made. Our little chuck roast is right here. This was a 2-pounder, and it's nice and tender. And so now we're going to put our soup together. So we're going to put this back on the stove for just a moment. And the last time you saw me, I was cooking up these little meatballs. We've drained the grease off of them, and they're all ready to go. So now you need a nice big 4-quart soup pot. And you want 2 of these beef broths that we've talked about before. You should go ahead and just put those both in. And this is going to be a very savory soup. I think you're really going to love it, especially with a very, very tender chuck roast that we're going to be using. So you want to go ahead and get that ready. You've got both of those. And then what you want to do now is you're going to add your vegetables. You got a cup of carrots, a cup of chopped celery, and about a half a cup of little potatoes cut up. All right. So now we're going to put this up on our stove right here and get that very hot and let that boil so those vegetables will be very tender, probably about 15 minutes. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to take our chuck roast out, set it right here so we can cut that up. Pour your stock, your really good stock right here, y'all can see that. Come over here and pour that right into your soup. Okay, that is going to give you flavor like you can't believe. I have extracted the vegetables, you remember, that we put in there. We won't be using those in our soup, although you might be able to, but we're going to go ahead and use the fresh ones. Okay, next we're going to add our meatballs. And we're going to bring this all to a boil. So let me just grab a knife right here. And we're going to use about half of this meat. So this meat should readily fall apart, and you can see that it is very, very tender. Okay, and you want to put your chunks of meat in right now as your soup begins to boil good. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Add our meat. You can save a part of this for a little chuck roast with gravy if you'd like to do that. You're not going to use all of this meat for your soup, but probably about 3/4 of it. So we'll just get that into small chunks and put that in. All right, I'll see you in a minute. This is going to be delicious. Okay, so here's what our soup is looking like now. It's really coming together beautifully. These vegetables have cooked tender. That was about 12 minutes. And now this is the last part of our soup making. We're going to add 15-ounce can of diced tomatoes, an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, and we're going to add 1 package, and I believe this is 12-ounce package of frozen mixed vegetables. Okay, another 10 minutes. We'll be back and add our acina de pepe, and we will be ready to serve the soup. All right, get your Italian bread ready. See you in a minute.
Ready?
Not yet, not yet. Okay, folks, well, our soup is done. I can't wait to share it with you. So this is a ditalini pasta over here, a little tiny pasta, or you can use acina de pepe. I parboiled this, and I already put it in. I also used a tablespoon of better than beef base and 2 added beef bouillon cubes. I didn't add any more water because the taste was so good and rich. I didn't think we needed it, but you can be the judge of that. So this pot of soup here will serve about 10 to 12 people. If you have more, you can always add a 32-ounce package of our beef broth. All right, and that will extend your soup. So let's just dip this up right now. This is rich with your little meatballs and, of course, all of your good broth right here. And you've got some of these little noodles that are trying to escape in here for us. Look at this soup, guys. It is just beautiful. Oh my goodness. That is a picture. Look at that. So let's give a little bit of a taste right here. This is such a rich broth. Oh my goodness, you're going to love this soup. And be sure to get you some Italian bread to dip in. I went to the cupboard, but I think Mr. Harple beat me there because I couldn't find it. Anyway, you all have a great time. If you'd like to garnish with us with a little Italian cheese, that would also be really nice too. All right, here it is. Homemade beef soup made with a chuck roast. All right, come back and see me again and go to my website, www.rosalieserving.com. See you the next time.